So former President Jacob Zuma's private prosecution of President Cyril Ramaphosa is back in court. Zuma will attend in his capacity as the private prosecutor. He has charged Ramaphosa as an accessory after the fact, accusing him of failing to take action against the NPA prosecutor, Advocate Billy Downer, who allegedly leaked his private medical records to journalist Karyn Maughan. Our reporter Juniour Khumalo is at the High Court in Johannesburg and now joins us live. Juniour, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. So last year there was a High Court ruling that said the prosecution is unlawful. There was an attempt to appeal which the former President Jacob Zuma lost. Then what is before the court today?
Indeed, Alvin. So last year in July, there was that judgment by this High Court judge that said that basically the attempt by the former president to privately prosecute President Ramaphosa, his predecessor, was unlawful, and it was basically an abuse of court processes. So the former president, Zuma, then appealed that July judgment, and in September the court came back again saying that no, that appeal was not successful because he was appealing the judgment. It said it was not successful. Now he has approached the Supreme Court of Appeal. So he is here before this court today just to give an update on what is going on in that case at the Supreme Court of Appeal. So as far as we know, that sitting has still not happened. So they are just going to brief the court today, indicate that they are still awaiting that sitting of the Supreme Court of Appeal court case. And then the proceedings today are expected to be very short. We do expect, though, that the former President Jacob Zuma is going to be present today. On my left, actually, they were a few minutes ago. Some of his security detail were just congregating there and talking about the security assessment before he comes into court. On my right, actually, there's also been a stage that is being set up, and parties, members of the Umkhonto weSizwe party, which the former president now belongs to, have actually also started arriving here at outside court in anticipation of that court case. So we know that today it's just an update to the judge, basically to say the proceedings at the Supreme Court of Appeal have not set, so we cannot continue with this matter. So we expect just short proceedings to happen today, Alvin.
Just quickly remind us, Junior, why exactly is it that the former president has brought this case against his successor?
Indeed, Alvin. So this matter was actually brought before this court on the eve of the ANC's elective conference in 2022. So the former president was arguing that he had written to President Cyril Ramaphosa, indicating to him that Advocate Billy Downer, who is the prosecutor in his arms deal, had actually leaked confidential information which pertains to the former President Jacob Zuma to the media. He accused that Billy Downer and reporter Karyn Maughan had actually colluded in the leaking of that information. So he says that because he wrote to President Cyril Ramaphosa and President Cyril Ramaphosa did not act on the matter, he is then an accessory after the fact. So that is the main argument that was made by the former president. And there are two parts to this case. He had wanted the President Cyril Ramaphosa to actually be on the dock, which was part A of that case, where the current president then challenged that, saying that it will prejudice him, especially going into that elective conference of the ANC, because the ANC now has that step-aside policy. So if you're charged, you appear in court, then you have to step aside. So then the current president would have been forced to step aside, and he was not going to then be re-elected as the president of the ANC. So right now what we're doing is part B of that case, which is basically the merits of the case, the arguments that the president is an accessory after the fact, which the former president argues. So that is basically the case that the former president Jacob Zuma has brought to this court, Alvin.
Thank you so much for your time. That is Juniour Khumalo. And of course, the former president has also failed in his bid to privately prosecute Advocate Billy Downer as well as Karyn Maughan.